In this video, we're going to be looking at the ribbon width percentile. It is just a great tool for finding volatility and used in conjunction with the ribbons or the momentum oscillator. In the oscillator video, I actually showed an example of a strategy where I used it on a 2-hour time frame to really help out the strategy. Let's jump into the indicator and then we'll look at how it responds to price action. The exponent AI, just like all the other indicators, is based off of the ribbons themselves and the width of the ribbon support and resistance bands right there. You have your update frequency. Next, we have the blend ratio, which is a very unique part of this indicator. It blends two oscillators together. So we actually have two for the price of one. We have two oscillators in this indicator. I do generally like to use the top oscillator, but you can take that blend down to use this second one here or blend them together. So as you take this down, you'll see that this will quite drastically change our oscillator right here. And you might find some super interesting settings. So this literally will take more of a feed from oscillator 1 versus oscillator 2. So oscillator 1, we're just looking at a bit more of and you can even see if I put this on 100, a bit more of a slower oscillator that takes quite a while to respond to volatility. If we go down to even 0, this one's going to be a lot faster. So very spiky, very fast. I like to keep it, not super low, maybe around 50 or even up to 100. Let's kind of go back to 100 and keep going from here. So then we have our oscillator smoothing type and length. So you have all your different smoothing, moving average types. Then you have your length. I do actually find keeping this one on the low side is a good bit more helpful because it's already slow to respond, and you can see, it takes quite a while to cool off when Bitcoin has gone on some massive runs with some big volatility here, especially on like a daily time frame. And then you have your look back period. All of these, very common to with the percentile. And then you have your second oscillator here. Same kind of thing. This one you can change the price source, and then you have those settings right there. Then you got your signal line moving average. So this is the white moving average right here, and I have it on 9. Maybe 5 or 7 would be a little bit better setting, but kind of depends on what you're using it for. And I oftentimes just use the underlying oscillator itself because that's already plenty slow. Then we have our confluence ribbons band settings, which again pull from the ribbons up there. And you have your band smoothing, which again also pulls from the ribbons there. So I think on the 2-hour time frame, I'll look really fast over here at my settings. I think I had... But blend was really high. It was at 90, 15 for the second percentile. I did take my smoothing down to 7, but I don't actually think I used that for the smoothing moving average. I did use the band smoothing at 7 and the multiplier at 2. So I think those were the default settings. Those are, again, just pretty self-explanatory. If you watch the ribbons video, you'll understand what those do. But I really think it's best to use this indicator just by experimenting with it, throw it in the skeleton key, and see what you can do alongside other indicators. This is, again, the most simple indicator. This video is going to be real short because there's not a whole lot else to it. Besides, it does have an expansion and squeeze. These are just zones that trigger green or red based on the plot of the oscillator here. So as the plot gets higher above the 50-60 read, it goes into expansion. Then as it gets lower, below 30-25 zone, it gets into a squeeze. And that's about all there is to this indicator. Very simple to use, and like I said, best in conjunction with the ribbon indicator itself or the momentum oscillator. You can find, especially when it crosses up above that moving average, which happened actually literally right at the bottom here. That would have been a beautiful spot to put in a long as momentum starts to take off after finding support down here. So especially if you like to use it when it's basing off of that and expanding past the moving average, it might be fairly useful in conjunction with the ribbons themselves. So all right, hope you guys enjoy this indicator, and I'll see y'all next time.